Noetic prayer, obviously in the mind, right? It's not aloud. Noetic prayer is the most powerful prayer, but it's not a prayer necessarily for a beginner. You can try it, and you have to do a lot of physical prayer in order to get to where your noetic prayer is strong. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to do some prayer that is quiet and concentrated. What I've been taught is there's many ways to go about doing it, but here's one way. You say the Jesus prayer standing, making the sign of the cross aloud for some number of repetitions. That's what the prayer rope is for. That's what it's useful for counting, okay? Not keeping track in your mind, because then you're thinking a number and you're trying to pray. It's too hard to do. When you're saying the Jesus prayer, all you're doing is saying the Jesus prayer. You're not thinking about anything else. You're not envisioning Christ. You're not envisioning heaven. You're not thinking about the laundry. You're not thinking about anything. You're trying to not think about anything except prayer. It's not like you're emptying your mind or anything. We're not Eastern, mystics. But we're trying to just concentrate on the words. And I don't know how to say it except feel the prayer in your heart. And you're just saying the prayer aloud. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy upon me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy upon me, making it bow every time. Or at least the sign of the cross. For some number of repetitions. Let's say 100. Let's say 300. As I said in the sermon, in the monastery, they'll do 900. Like that. And then a third of that, again now with prayers of Theotokos, Most Holy Theotokos save us. So if you did 900, you do 300 of Theotokos. Then prostrations, however many you want to do. Their minimum number, I think, more or less, is 150. 150 prostrations. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy upon me, with a full prostration to the ground. You can't do 150. Can you do 10, 12, 20, 40? I was doing less than 40 recently because my knee hurt and I was being a wimp. And, I read this story about this man named Constantine in this beautiful book that Marina asked me to buy when I was at the monastery. And he was just a poor Greek man in the turn of, I think he died in the early 1900s. And he was a barrel maker, and he would go up to Mount Athos and make barrels also where he lived. And he had a barrel, he'd make giant barrels. And a barrel fell on his leg and broke it. And of course the medical care wasn't so great, so he had a big knob on his leg and a limp. So they used to call him the limping barrel maker. It was his nickname. It's not very catchy, but evidently it's still caught on. And it hurt to make prostrations. So guess what he did when it hurt to make prostrations? He made prostrations. That's it. He just made prostrations. So I thought, okay, if he could, and he mentioned, he was very mild, but he was strict about one thing. He said everybody should do 40 prostrations at least a day. So I thought, okay, all right, Father Constantine. Yeah, he wasn't a priest, but I prayed to him, Father Constantine, help me make 40 prostrations every day. So, and I do 40 or more, but usually 40. If it's more, it might be 42. But maybe I'll get up to 150, despite my knee and my ankle and my being an old fat man and all that. But you guys are not like me, so you should be able to do a ton. And prostrations are incredibly fantastic for your state of mind. They're just so prayerful. To make a prostration, your whole body gets warmed up, and your soul gets warmed up, and you have a sense of, they're very prayerful. And just try them, and you'll believe me. Maybe in the beginning you go, oh, this is hard, oh, I'm tired, or whatever. There are things you can do to make prostrations easier, and so you can still do them. If you have a stool, you can put your hand on a stool as you go down. It's okay. I mean, nobody's keeping track about how buff you are. You can do that, okay? But do the prostrations. So you do the Jesus prayer, you do the prayer of the Theotokos, Most Holy Theotokos save us, and then you do some prostrations. And then you'll sit down, preferably on a stool, so without your leaning back against something, right? So you have some rigor, and And you sit there and you pray noetically. You just kind of incline your head slightly towards your heart, but don't envision your heart. You're not trying to see anything. You're not trying to envision anything. And then you just pray noetically with your breath. You in, Lord Jesus Christ. Out, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Now, even just biologically, that's helpful. Because you're going to go from sympathetic, if you were sympathetic, just parasympathetic. You're going to go to a more relaxed state. And if you have anxiety and other things, it feels wonderful just to breathe and to pray. Breathe and pray. That's all you got to do. Breathe and pray. It doesn't matter what's going on outside. It doesn't matter that you might lose your job. It doesn't matter that you're sick. It doesn't matter that this is happening, that's happening. In this moment of time, you're just praying. And it's very, very powerful. Yes. So you're praying, and my goal is to do 30 minutes, which is pretty chintzy, really. And I have a stopwatch running, but I don't want to look at it, right? And if I have a time that I have to do something, like if I'm praying before liturgy, I can't just pray through liturgy, right? So I might have a timer that's going to go off, and I know that I can't stop at that point. But I hate loud noises, so the timer's away from me, right? Because I don't want to think, oh no, the timer's about to go off, because I'm all like, what's that? I'm just scared of the timer going off. I don't like the idea. But I just pray, and after a little while, I just feel tired or not as much attention. It's not like my attention is like always on point. It's, you're having thoughts come in, you're having whatever, and you try to push them out, and you try just to pray. Breathe and pray. Breathe and pray. Breathe and pray in your heart as best you can. And it's really my favorite thing. That and reading the scriptures, those two things are really all I really want to do. Now, it's not that I'm good at it. I couldn't sit down and pray for 20 hours or anything, but I wish I could. I wish I could. So I would recommend that you try something like this. Maybe you start with, if you have one of those prayer ropes that's 33. Do 33 Jesus prayers, and then maybe do a dozen to the Theotokos, or something like that. And then sit and pray for a little while. And if you want to have a timer go off, if you don't care if a timer goes off, set it for 10 minutes. Set it for 5 minutes. And just try to pray with attention as best you can. And I guarantee you, if you keep to it, you'll be going longer and longer, and it'll just get more and more fulfilling to you.